Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme session. So the scheme that we are covering today is very important. We are going to cover and differentiate between two very important schemes. It is Poshan Abhiyaan versus PM Poshan scheme. So see basically what happened, I got an email, उसमें there was one student having a query कि it's quite confusing. Poshan Abhiyaan क्या है, PM Poshan क्या है, because they come under different ministries, they have different aim, they have different launch here. So how to remember them? So that is why I decided to make a video on this line so that we can have proper coverage of Poshan Abhiyaan also, PM Poshan also in one particular session, and also then we can have a proper comparison between the both. Okay, so we'll start with the session. But before that, if you could tell me if everything is visible and audible, because currently I'm live. Would want you all to tell me. Yeah, I think everything is fine. So, okay, so let's start with the session now. But before that, to all the audience currently watching and are preparing for regulatory bodies, we have come up with one-stop solution guide to all your queries. We have come up with this guidebook which is free of cost and it consists of everything that you need to know about the organization. For example, RBI or NABARD or SEBI you're preparing for. You would be first want to know about the organization, what the organization is all about. Then after that, you would want to know that when you will join the organization, what will be your responsibility? What will be your responsibility as a NABARD assistant manager? After that, you'll get to know about the examination. What is the procedure? There are three phases. What is the pattern of phase one, phase two, and then what happens in interview? Apart from that, are you eligible or not? What is the eligibility criteria regarding age, regarding education qualification, everything, your past year cutoff, whatever syllabus that are asked in examination and provided by the organization, everything has been mentioned in it. And at the end, there is one six-step guide that you can follow for achieving your goal. So do not miss these guidebooks so that you can prepare with your free mind, and the link of it is present in the description box below. Okay, now let's understand about two schemes. Okay, first we'll talk about the Poshan Abhiyaan. Okay, so there are two schemes. One is Poshan Abhiyaan that we are dealing with, and do remember both have a full form. Okay, Poshan Abhiyaan or mission is one, and another is PM Poshan. Okay, so first we'll talk about the full form and why were they introduced, and then we'll understand a trick that how to remember them. So first is Poshan Abhiyan. It talks about Prime Minister overarching scheme for holistic nutrition. See, basically, see what happens. Why there is so much focus on women and child development. Why? Because see, a mother she'll give birth to the baby, right? So if mother is not healthy, if she is malnourished, if she is undernourished, so of course that because of that the baby will not be born healthy, right? So there can happen that they are not properly physically developed or they are not mentally as mature as the other children of those age that should have been. Okay, this is because of the lack of nutrition that has been provided. And if during the initial stages of the child development, if that is not provided, they can face malnutrition, stunted growth, right, and other such obstacles because of which they will not have a proper growth in their lifetime. Now imagine when these children will grow up, be it a boy or be it a girl, if they are not physically developed, if they are not mentally developed, of course they will not be able to have that lifestyle or the livelihood where they will be able to support their family. For example, a child, he was very weak during their childhood. He was not able to study properly. He cannot retain things because of the lack of nutrition. So when he'll grow up, he'll have a like that job only, some minimal job, and maybe that can happen because of that minimal job and the minimum wages. He'll not able to give all the facilities to the family, to the wife, and then this cycle it will continue because the wife will give again will give the birth to a newborn baby, right? So that is why we have to focus on the women and the child development, and that is why this portion mission was launched for the holistic development. So basically, in 2017 there was a national nutrition mission, but that was revamped and there were a lot of changes that were done. And in 2018, this was again relaunched as Poshan Abhiyan. Okay. Now, second, now we talk about the PM Poshan. Now, for example, the child has grown up and now is ready to go to school. But we know that the ratio of the children, especially in the village areas, that is not to that extent because the family they need children to do work so that they can support the family livelihood needs, right? So that is why to attract the children, what the government they came up with, they came up with a midday meal mission. If some of you remember, there's a midday meal mission that goes on. So this PM portion is nothing but the revamped version of midday meal only. So this was initially when it was launched in 1995. At that time, it was launched as midday meal. Although there were a lot of changes in the name that went on, but after that, in 2021, again this now midday meal with new changes have been launched as PM Poshan scheme. Okay, so this is, it has a full form. It means Poshan Shakti Nirman scheme. Okay, so this is your midday meal scheme, priorly known as midday meal scheme, and it focuses on the school going children, so as to attract them and provide them with nutritious food in the school. While this overarching scheme for holistic mission, this is Poshan mission, that focuses on the nutritional requirement of women and child, and also they're talking about adolescent girls. Every detail we will understand, but this is the basic difference between the two, and I hope this has been now clear. And now how to remember that. So there is a small trick that you can follow. See, in Poshan Abhiyaan, Poshan is written priorly, and in PM Poshan, it is PM is written first and then it is Poshan, right? So how can you remember both? See, first of all, a child will be born and mother she'll be pregnant and child will be born, so they are taken care under this program first. So in Poshan mission is related to women and child, and next is the step when they go to school, then when education is being provided. So portion is written afterwards. So afterward is your the second step, that is education. So PM portion is related to your Ministry of Education. Okay, so clear difference. Poshan Abhiyan related to women and child development. Portion is coming first in the sentence, and hence the development of child and its nutritional need there is. And then PM portion, where the portion is coming next, in the next is the next word, and education is the next thing that we get. Okay, so here I'll take the question at the end, Sachin. I'll definitely reply. First, let's complete the session. So we'll study about Poshan Abhiyan first, and then we'll move ahead to PM Poshan, and then we'll have a comparison between the both. Okay. So launch year of it, we have understood that in 2017 there was a national nutrition mission that was launched, but then in 2018 that national nutrition mission, along with there was a supplementary nutrition mission. These both were added, and in 2018 it was relaunched as Poshan Abhiyan. And do not get confused, but this Poshan Abhiyan in itself, it is a part of Mission Poshan 2.0. So see, I'll make you understand. There is one mission that is known as Saksham Anganwadi. I'll write it here. Okay, there is a mission called Saksham Anganwadi, and Mission Poshan 2.0. Okay, 2.0. Under that, we have different schemes. Okay, so we have different schemes. For example, we have ICDS, that is your Integrated Child Development Scheme. We have Poshan Abhiyan, which we are studying today. Then we have a scheme for adolescent girls. Then we have National Stretch Mission. And if you look at all these schemes, they are related to either women or child, right? So we are specifically talking about Poshan Abhiyan, which was launched in 2018, and now it is easier to remember. I hope you all can guess. So what is the ministry? It is Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay, now what is the aim of the scheme? That we have understood, to improve nutritional outcome for children of the age 0 to 6 years. It has been taken. Then adolescent girls, okay, because if they are properly, their nutritional demand has been met properly, because they are the ones who are going to get married and have children. So that is why adolescent girls have to be taken care of. Pregnant women, because there we have to deal with the mother and the child responsibility, and the lactating mothers also. Vision is to address malnutrition by targeted approach by 2022. That was the target designed by under Poshan Abhiyan, that we will address the malnutrition, the deficiency or the challenges that we are currently facing. Okay, and it has a tagline. So taglines are very important. So Poshan Abhiyan की tagline क्या है? सही पोषण देश रोशन. With sahi means right, with right nutrition requirement and the fulfillment of those requirements, our country, it will be brightened. Okay, so this is what the tagline of Poshan Abhiyan is. We have different components. First of all, convergence. Convergence means, because see, there are a lot of nutritional related schemes that used to go on, as we talked about. There was national nutrition mission, there was supplementary nutrition mission. So everything that was converged, because see, everybody, all those schemes were having the same aim, but it was, you can say, stranded, in the stranded form. These schemes were being implemented, and that is why all nutrition related schemes, they were what they were done, they were converged by Ministry of Women and Child Development on the targeted population, will ensure the convergence of all the programs that are associated with the nutritional requirement or fulfillment of women and child. ICDS CAS, so this is a software. ICDS is your Integrated Child Development Services. So we have computer-based tracking of nutritional status that will be done. So we have proper data. Behavioral change. So what does it mean that a Jan Andolan will be created? What does it mean that people, they will be aware, the community will be aware of the nutritional requirement and the fulfillment to the mothers also and the children also, and the consequences that can occur if that is not met properly. Other components, we have incentives will be given to the frontline workers. Who are the frontline workers when we're talking about lactating mothers, pregnant mothers, right? So, and also the children. So we are talking about ASHA workers, our Anganwadi we are talking about, right? We are talking about women. I'm sorry, the pregnant women, the doctors that are dealing with them, right? So the incentives will be given to them. Training and capacity building will also be done of these frontline workers, so that they can properly then propagate the awareness that needs to be shared among the among all the targeted audience. Next is grievance addressal. What does it mean? So there's a call center also that will take care of that all the requirement that has been promised by the government, are they being fulfilled or not. So what can be done? For example, we know that from Anganwadi, the children, they get a minimum ration supply. There's a certain ration supply that is being given to the newly born child for a certain age, so that their requirements can be fulfilled, and mother, they are also being properly fed during the lactating period. So that is where is a grievance readdressal also a call center where the beneficiaries can actually complain if the benefits are not provided to them. Okay. Targets. So these targets, because these are data, it is very important to remember data. So the target of the mission is to bring down stunting among children. Stunting means the growth, it is not up to the mark, the physical growth in the age group of 0 to 6 years from 38.4% to 25% by 2022. So this was the target that we have to reduce the stunting by to 25% by 2022. Target to reduce stunting among young children, women and adolescent girls by 6%. So overall 6%. So target is still 2022 6%, but 2% per annum. And then we have undernutrition, means what is the nutrition requirement of a particular age group that is not being fulfilled by 6%. For that also we have the same. And then anemia is your lack of, when there is lack of hemoglobin, so that is known as anemia, that is to be reduced by 9%. Okay, we have to remember that whatever be the initial, it has to be reduced by 6%. It is not like that to 6% it should come of the total population, right? That is 3% per annum. And then we also have for the low birth weight, for that also we have an aim by 6%, that is 2% per annum. Now, salient key features, that is 50% of the cost is borne by World Bank or other multilateral development, and remaining 50% is divided by center and state. See, what is the basic idea? That it is a center sponsored scheme. Okay, so in center sponsored scheme, we know that the funding is being shared between center and state, and usually the ratio is 60 to 40%. In certain schemes, this ratio could be different, but by default, it is 60 to 40% in case of general state. In case of the special states, Himalayan region and Northeast state, it is 90 to 10%, and for UP it is 100%. That is a by default that is being done. Now, in Poshan Abhiyaan, see, if we talk about special budget, if there is a certain budget that is allocated. So, see, we have already discussed about Sakshamwadi and Mission Poshan 2.0, right? So, under that, we have a budget allocation for that, and there were certain missions that we studied. There were 4 sub schemes that we have studied, and one of that is Poshan Abhiyaan. So, the budget allocation is for the Sakshamwadi and Mission Poshan 2.0. Okay, and under that only, for that only budget has been provided, and Poshan Abhiyaan is just a part of it. So some part of it will be given to Poshan Abhiyaan. Okay. Now of that, the some part that will be given, 50% will be paid by center and state, and this 50% that will be borne by either World Bank or some other multilateral development as a loan. Okay. Next is Poshan Tracker. So this is a particular app, and in this app, every tracking will be done, that how many beneficiaries has been benefited in a particular area. If not, what are the reasons? Or even they would have a tracking that are the frontline workers, they are performing their duty properly or not. Okay. So by now we have completed this Poshan Abhiyan, and I hope there is no confusion to that. So if you have any query regarding this, you can ask me in the comment section. Until then, let's move to the next scheme, which is PM Poshan scheme. In 1995, launched as midday meal scheme, but then in 2021, renamed and revamped as PM Poshan Shakti Nirman. Okay, so it is PM, PO is Poshan, then SH Shakti, and then we have SHA Shakti, and then N from N we have Nirman. Okay, so there's a comparison between the aim of midday meal and PM Poshan. Initially, when the scheme was launched, that time the idea was to enhance the number of students in the school, to retain them also. It's not like that they're coming just once a week or once a month. To retain their number in the school, and also attendance means they are attending the school regularly. With that aim, midday meal was launched, and also simultaneously improving nutritional level among children. So this was the reason to launch midday meal, because see, even the parents, they had this then they were given this लालच उनको दिया गया कि अगर आप बच्चों को स्कूल भेजोगे तो आपको उनको खाना नहीं देना पड़ेगा, खाना उनको स्कूल से ही मिल जाएगा. So it was like you can say there was a cut down in the budget for the parents also, because now the food will be provided in school, right? So that is why at that time the aim of the scheme was this, but now we have come to 2021 when the scheme was relaunched. Currently is 2023, and at that time now the aim of it was changed. So now the aim from just retaining the students in the school, the aim it was changed to one hot cooked meal in government and government aided schools. Okay, and see, any scheme that has been launched, that is being launched, it is always launched with a sunset period, means it is only to up to a certain limit, and when they reach to the limit, then the government decide if they want to continue the scheme or not. So similarly, this scheme was launched in 2021 period, and currently, it is still 25-26 only. At that period, it is being expected that it will be extended, but currently it is still 25-26. Okay. Key features, so see, these are the basic key features that we already know that are under midday meal scheme, that food will be provided, right? That is the basic aim. But when it was revamped as PM Poshan scheme, so at that time, what happened? Some of the new features were added. So first of all, pre-primary or Balwadika was added. What does it mean? See, initially, this scheme was from first class to eighth class, and there was a lot of changes in the time period. First, it was just for fifth class, then it extended to sixth, then eighth. Okay, but before this scheme was revamped, it was from first to eighth, and now the pre-primary has also been added. The UKG, nursery, UKG. You must have heard of these classes also, right? So now they have also been added, and these are known as Bal Vatika under the PM Poshan scheme. Tithi Bhoj, what does it mean? So it is kind of merging the community with the government school. So what does it mean? That during some big festivals or occasions, it is open for the community. The schools are open for the communities, that they can come up and they can provide free meal to students. And this is Tithi Bhoj, means it is something. Tithi means the guest, okay, and Bhoj means the food. So here we are talking about during some good occasion, maybe for example Makar Sankranti that recently happened, or any such festival time. The people then they can come and come up with the festive food. They can provide festive food to the children. Next is student nutrition garden. So in the garden, they will be the students, they will be encouraged to open their kitchen garden. Okay, so that they can grow vegetables there, and that can be further utilized during their food prep only. Next, we have social audit. So, time to time, the social audit will be done. In social audit, some students from colleges, etc., they can just go and have a round of the school, and if everything is followed properly or not, or the condition of the school is good or not. Next is supplementary nutrition, that will also be provided. So they have this states, they have this liberty to choose the supplementary nutrition, because see, there are certain criteria that egg will be provided to the school, and dal and other stuff will be provided. But additional nutrition, for example, providing with milk, providing with the fruits to the children for the supplementary nutrition. Now that has also been added, and now has been given a choice to the states that they can also utilize the supplementary nutrition in their food menu. Then is FPO and Women SAG, the producing organization, and women self-help groups. They are also being involved under this scheme. How? Because see, you will be needing food for making midday meal, right? So for that, these farmer producing organization around that area, or the women self-help groups, they will be collaborated under the scheme, so that even they are also getting benefits. It's like vocal for local thing, right? So we are talking about how these self-help, in this way, women self-help groups, they will also be benefited, because from them the raw material will be taken. So these were some of the key features. There are some other also, for example, cooking competition will be done at all levels, so that the food that is provided in school, they are not only nutritious but also healthy as well. Then field visits will be done. That will be done by, and inspection will also be done by trainee teachers of Regional Institute of Education and District Institute of Education and Training. Along with social audits, these inspection will also be done. And 24 lakh more children in pre-primary classes, because initially they were not involved. Only the one which was from first to 8th class, those constituted 11.80 crore children from elementary classes. Only those were involved, right? So now 24 lakh more children will be benefited under the scheme. Okay, they will ensure direct benefit transfer from states to schools. Okay, so money will be directly given to them. A nutritional expert is to be appointed at each school, which will take care, because here we are talking about Poshan scheme, Poshan Shakti Nirman, to take care of the nutritional requirement, right? So that is why a nutritional expert will also be there for taking care of the health. If state want to add extra item on the menu, the supplementary nutrition that we talked about, they can do so with the center's approval, as long as it's fall within the allocated budget. So they, because at every school a proper budget allocation will be there, right? So if the school wants to add something extra in the menu and they can afford, maybe because the rates in those areas they are lower than in comparison to the rest of the state or rest of the nation. Right, so if they want to do, they can add budget, because currently there is a particular menu. So they can add items to the menu, but it should be under the allocated budget. Fund allocation, how is it there? So it is a sponsored scheme. So Poshan Abhiyaan is also a sponsored scheme, and this funds allocation for PM Poshan, it is also a centrally sponsored scheme. So total budget for now it has been announced. Okay, so here you can look at it is somewhere around it's 1 crore 30, okay, 1 lakh 30,794 crore, right? And in that we have central government share and we have state government share also. And central government along with this, okay, so we have understood. So what is this? This is your total budget scheme, okay. Now along with this, the central government, it will also bear additional cost, okay, and that it is of 45,000 crore on food grains. What does it mean? We have a total scheme budget that is around 1.5 lakh or 1.30 lakh crore, right? Along with that, central government, it has its share of somewhere around 54,000 crores. But here, what will happen? Along with that, central government will also bear additional cost of about 45,000 crore on the food grain. Okay, so it's quite simple. Now let's look at the clear-cut difference between the two. Again, how to remember Poshan Mission or Poshan Abhiyaan or PM Poshan. Abhiyan is in English mission, so do not get confused if in some cases you study Poshan Mission, because that's the same of Poshan Abhiyan only. Mission 2.0 is something else. Mission 2.0 is the umbrella scheme and Poshan Abhiyan, it is a part of it. Full form is Prime Minister Overarching Scheme for Holistic Nutrition, while in case of PM Poshan it is Poshan Shakti Nirman. Launch year we have studied 2018 for this case and PM Poshan is 2021. Ministry is Ministry of Women and Child Development in case of Poshan Abhiyan, while it is Ministry of Education in case of PM Poshan. I hope by now it is clear. Until now अभी सब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है. दोनों की बात करें, both are centrally sponsored scheme, but in case of Poshan Abhiyan, we have looked at that how 50% will be taken by the state and UTs, the government of India, and the rest 50% it will be taken as loan from either World Bank or some other financial institution, international financial institution. If we talk about aim, so that is to improve the nutritional outcome for children, taking care of children, and apart from that, adolescent girls, pregnant women, and also about the lactating mothers. While in case of PM Poshan, that is by the Ministry of Education, that is to provide one hot food meal in government and its aided school from 2021 to 25-26. Okay, so that is the clear cut comparison. And now here's the news that is related to it. See what I have done, because these news, they were quite important. I've added these links also so that you can study the whole news. To the students who are part of who have scheme staff and who are part of our course, they would be having that in scheme staff. But to the ones who are just relying on the YouTube news, these videos, for them I have added these links so that you can go and watch, you can read about the news. So uh, a sum has been allocated under Poshan 2.0 for the current financial year 22-23. You have to keep in mind that this Poshan 2.0 that we are talking about, this is the umbrella. The Saksham Anganwadi and Mission Poshan 2.0, we are talking about the allocation, fund allocation for that. And this PM Poshan, this is Poshan Abhiyan, it is a part of it, right? So I hope there is no confusion in that. And there was another news nutrition indicator for children under 5 years. It has been approved, and here some data has also been provided. Okay, how it has been improved. Wasting has reduced from 21% to 19.3%. Underweight has been reduced from 35.8% to 32.1%. These are some of the key findings that are present in this particular news. Do read about it. And next is if we talk about PM Poshan, so it was recently in 13th Jan only. Even the previous ones are of recent nature only, of last month only, right? So here it talks about what? It talks about how the center it has constituted joint review mission for West Bengal to review the implementation of PM Poshan. So in this, all the committee will be set up, and if everything is being properly followed or not, again I have added the link. You can read it from there. This is the homework for you. There are two questions, so you have to tell if what are the correct answer. And the previous one I did not have asked any question, but there were some of the comments that I wanted to add. So preparing for if you previously asked question. Okay, so Ganesh, whatever homework MCQs that I provide in this, so those are on the similar lines to what are asked in the examination. But yes, in the future sessions, I can do that. Some of the static part of the question I can add to it. Okay, I take your suggestion. And Abhishek, what he has done, he has added value added to the scheme that we discussed of Gati Shakti, that how 25 multimodal logistic parks are being targeted and to be set up under PM Gati Shakti, and also National Rail Transport Institute is now converted into Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya. Vardhaman, welcome. Deepshika, welcome. Deepshika, it should be in Telegram only, but I'll check, and if it is not, I'll ask the team to add this. Neil, welcome. Welcome, Pushottam. Then PM Gati Shakti Multimodal Logistics Summit happened in Varanasi, led by Abhishek Vajpayee and Ujjwal. I think you can just reload it because I think there was no issue from our end. So that is all in this video. If you have any doubt, any query, you can always write to us. And if you want me to cover any scheme like you asked in this one, the suggestions are always welcome. Scheme tab for January and Edita course, we have SEBI exam is possible. Please upload it sooner. See, for January, monthly scheme tab for January. See, there is a date have been assigned, right? So by now, for now, it is 22nd of January, but I'll ask with the team if we can provide it before that, right? But on 22nd January, it will be uploaded. That's for sure. And Santosh, if you want to understand these reports and schemes from scratch, you can watch our YouTube videos, because whatever the sessions we are taking, for example, in these schemes video, or for example finance schemes and reports video, ESI, whatever we are covering, we are doing it from scratch only, right? So that will be enough. Initially, it can happen that you are not able to understand, but if you look at once or twice the video, that you can do. And what you can do, you can first watch the video, and then after that you can search that on Google, and whatever link or site that you open, because once you have understood from video, then it will be easier to read from there. And if there's some additional information there, which I don't think there will be some additional, because everything has been covered, but if there is something, some line which might have skipped, so you can read it from there. So that could be the best strategy for you to follow. And again, if you have more questions, if you'll be watching the recorded session, you can always ask and do the homework. And that is all. So we'll meet again in another session and with another video. Until then, all the very best for examination, and thank you.